Oh yeah, there's no audio. Now there is.
Yeah, now there is. Wow, this is super chop. Chip
This
chop.
is pretty bad. Technical difficulties.
What's going on? Why is it chop chop? Is OBS streams looking or like the frames looking good? Weird. Is it your network? Huh. It sounds great. It sounds crisp. It's good. Yeah, we'll just go with it, I guess. We'll have to deal with. Can you put like an on screen like something so people when they hop in, they don't just be like, "Oh, why is this stream 13 frames?" Okay, well, nonetheless. No, that's totally fine. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Um Nonetheless, guys, welcome on in to Caffeinated Creators Podcast, episode 24. Hope you guys are doing great. Hopefully, everyone had a great, wonderful last week and this week, leading into, or the last weekend, I should say.
There we go.
How was everyone's Halloween?
Halloween.
Yeah, we haven't had the
It was
chance
a
to talk about
great
Halloween.
time.
Hi, guys. I'm Bald Wolf. If you guys have never met me,
Hello, I'm Silver Zambi, and you probably never met me.
never once. '24. Man, my Halloween was filled with an ungodly amount of candy. I wish I had it with me and I would show it to you guys, but I don't really, there's no reason to really go grab it. But the best way I can put it is that we netted out with like 15 pounds of candy. It was way too much. And now we just have this candy sitting around the house.
Don't.
It is
I mean,
forever going to be there. It's going to be there. It's going to
not
be there
really
until
just. It's
literally
not really
next
just
year.
sitting there because I know for a fact, as I've heard you yesterday, eating some of it. It's
I
not just
quite
gonna
literally
sit there.
I have stuff sitting on my desk waiting to be eaten because there's so much of it. Well, there's always like the York mints that are left over, and like the what is that coconut candy bar? The chocolate covered coconut.
Mounds
I mean, it could
or
be
almond
that.
joy.
Almond joys. Those, yeah.
Almond joy and mounds are like the same thing, basically.
Yeah, I don't know. Those are all the bad candies. But yeah, my Halloween overall was actually really enjoyable. The kids had a lot of fun. I legitimately got like really drunk within the first hour of even being out trick or treating because everyone was giving
Oh yeah,
alcohol,
that's
so that was
right.
fun.
Candy for the
Um,
kids and drinks for the
yeah,
parents.
but yeah, that was fun. What about you, Mike? How was your Halloween? What'd you do?
My Halloween was pretty fun. It was spent mostly with Max and Kenzie.
Oh, that's right. I completely
Because
forgot.
I went over to their place for Kenzie's birthday party. Got
Yeah,
to make Kenzie
partay,
cry. That
partay.
was good. That was a good time.
What'd you do? What'd you do to make her cry?
Well, um I upgraded my own video card recently. So my previous 2070, I decided to put into my 3080 box and give it to her. The reason I put it in the
Ooh.
3080 box is because previously Kenzie, to mess with Max, has put I believe it was snacks of some kind in a 3080 box and gave it to him for his birthday.
I do remember recalling that. Lemon bars.
Lemon
That's right.
bars,
It was the
lemon bars.
lemon
That's what it
bars.
was. Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What did she have before? A 1060?
A 1660.
A 1660. She's going from 10 frames to 1000 frames. Oh yeah, yeah. No, I mean the 1660 was a budget gaming card back when the 10 series was like out, and they started coming out with the next gen cards, and like the 1660 was great 3 years ago, but yeah, it
Just
definitely has
as
lost its
the
luster.
just as the 1080 was great back in the day.
Yeah, yes, it definitely was. $1,200 later.
Yes,
On the on
that's what I
the
said. It was her birthday party.
Was her birthday on the 28th? I'm horrible with dates.
No,
Or
her birthday
was it
is
on Halloween?
her birthday is on the 30th, but
30th, okay.
we celebrated, what would that be? That was Saturday, so that would have been
The 30th was
the
that
29th.
Sunday.
We
29th, that
celebrated
Saturday.
the 29th.
Oh, that's right, because you guys gave it to her at midnight.
Right. She refused to open any presents until midnight once it was the 30th and it was her birthday.
Beautiful. Yeah, I heard that she was using an Amazon Basic mouse, right?
There was
The Amazon special. Trash quality, but overly engineered.
right.
I think she just sent it to me. The First Blood only game AJ52 Watcher RGB gaming mouse.
Yeah,
it,
it did not
just got it
look
there.
or feel that great from what I picked up on it.
It looks kind of cool. It looks like it looks really cool, honestly. I think that's like like imagine if you're in like a dark room and you see that, it's kind of like a cracked ice look, you know?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. You can't really get away from the fact that it's a $20 mouse though. Kenzie said that she
I
liked it though, so I don't know. Oh my god, look at the look at the effect. Wait, what? What?
yeah. Yeah, you feel like your hands are getting sliced open.
Cutting you open like that scene in Saw. No, that's really sharp. Look at the edges on the side. Honestly though, wait, there's so many other ones. Look at all the different colors. Oh, whoa!
Whoa, wait, yeah,
There's so many
whoa.
different ones.
This look how basic that is. Look how basic that black one is with the red scroll wheel.
Oh, there's a pink one. Uh, yeah, pretty much. That one looks like the Logitech's
for all the audio
Pros.
listeners out there, search up First Blood only game on Amazon and find the gaming mouse that looks like it's cracked ice.
Hold on, does that totally actually bring it up?
First Blood only game is what it's first written up as, so I'm
First
assuming.
Blood only game. Let's type that in. I think that's.
Yeah, if
I
I
think
type in
that's.
First Blood
Oh,
only
wait, it's a
game,
fan.
I find the mouse
Is it a
first.
fan? Wait, it was First Blood game only or only game?
First Blood game only.
I type that in and I find a Rambo $170 figurine.
Did you just type it into Google?
No, I typed it on Amazon.
Oh.
It actually comes up with Rambo, a movie called The Cimitarian or Samaritan. Sorry, wow, and another
First Blood all one
Rambo
word?
movie. No, not all one word, but all one word.
Yeah, First Blood is one word. Sorry. First Blood, one word.
Oh yeah, yep, there it
Space
is. Yep.
only space game.
Oh, look at that, dude. Look at that laptop deck. Look at that deck he has. Oh, he has a whole he has a desk mat. That's a whole desk mat that he has on that.
Wow.
Pretty impressive,
No, that's
honestly.
not a graphics card. It's a fan. It's
Or
a
at least it
fan to let
looks.
the heat from underneath the laptop get out.
Did you know that laptops can burn your skin up to the second degree?
I hope so. I hope they do.
Get hot, dude. If you
Well,
know, you know. Oh wait, stream
But
fix.
I
Look
would
at
say,
that.
by the way, Max, I don't know what you did, but you fixed the stream. We're all smooth and buttery now.
Yeah, we're all buttery smooth now. Maybe something was hung up. Yeah. Perfect.
right.
That's all that
Exactly.
matters. And a keyboard, correct?
And a keyboard, yes. Cloud keyboard, a Logitech Cloud something.
Oh, I
Logitech.
thought I thought you said loud keyboard, like it's a
Logitech
clickety clack.
730, is it? G 730. Damn, I was close.
You're loving this Kenzie segment. I mean, it was a large portion of Halloween, so of course.
He's loving this Kenzie segment. Yeah, this one.
Ooh, look at that.
It comes with that cloud wrist
That's
thing.
kind of cool. It's my baby.
I play for me.
Does audio come through on your?
Oh my god, these hairdos are insane. Whoa, dude. Does it come with that jacket? Sure, yeah.
Makes sense.
Going to the gamer girls.
Looks very pastel like. While just simply being white with RGB.
Aurora Borealis. Is a keyboard very like high tech when it comes to its lighting? I'll probably find like a product video. Yeah. Oh, like faceplates. That's kind of cool.
We have a link dropped in TeamSpeak for the plate.
So they're kind of like do you guys remember back in elementary school when you were learning how to use when you were learning how to use a keyboard and you guys would put those yellow mats over top of the keyboard that would
Yes, orange.
make you
Orange
not be
was mine.
or yeah,
but
orange. Sorry, you're right. It was orange. Yes, you were very right. It was orange. That's what these make me think of. Damn,
It
$20
kind
for
of
that?
does. It's Logitech,
Eee.
so I'm not really surprised.
I wonder how the connector works. Does it just pop on? Oh, magnetic. That's kind of cool. Oh, that's cool. Like a red switch, you're saying? Yeah. She
Welcome
said she
to
got
the
browns, but that says blue. Tactile. Tactiles are browns, I think. You want to get a new keyboard?
Did you get the same one as me?
It's funny that you say that because I definitely wanted to get the same one after seeing his because I loved Mike's keyboard.
The G18 815, excuse me. Yes. Here, I can actually show it on camera. I can like pry one off real quick. Here's my escape key.
Oh my god! Here, let's to show it a comparison of like a full on mechanical. See if we can get it to focus here. There we go.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. To be
Yeah.
fair though, I mean this keyboard that I'm using is probably as beefy as a keyboard can get. Like it doesn't get much beefier than this. Is she have like a is that keyboard a slim? Is it a slim keyboard?
No, it's not. It's bulkier. Definitely not slim like me and Max's.
Best keyboard hands down. I've been rocking my Corsair K95 for a long time, and I definitely want to retire it and get something new because I'm kind of getting
You know, I find it
old
extremely
feels.
hilarious that you said you wanted to get my keyboard after seeing mine, because the reason I got mine is because I saw how your Corsair looked and wanted one similar to that, but I also like Logitech, so I got this one.
No way, right? Really?
Yes. Because
Interesting.
I liked having the macro buttons and whatnot, so I got those. But then I got, I got a keyboard that kind of similarly looked to your Corsair. Yep.
How much
Oh
was
yeah,
it?
it was expensive. Mine was like $200, and that's the wired version.
A $200 keyboard wired? Ugh. For what?
Let me check with the G50. Yeah,
My
G815.
K95, I think, was 160.
Yeah, the G815 is currently $200, which
That's
is
crazy.
that's the wired one. Let me see.
Wireless 250. Wait, the wireless is cheaper than the full? Oh, okay. Yeah. I can't believe that it's a $200 keyboard. But I guess it is a pretty thin design, so it's probably very compact.
Oh yeah, and emo night, Sad Boy Saturdays the week beforehand, but it was a Halloween style party, so we were all dressed up. Well,
Oh yeah.
it was a great time, honestly. I I like the Miramar so much more than that arcade bar that the other one was at. Honestly, the Miramar is much more built to hold a crowd like that, whereas like I can tell that the bar is set up for like a band or something to play over there, but not have that many people kind of
The
like
whole concert style.
right, yeah, cuz during this time you have a whole group of people all just out on the floor wanting to like dance and get down to the music, and for the bar it's laid out to like have a kind of crowd like almost like sit in front of them and listen, or like have a little bit of a group in front of the stage to listen, but not have like a huge amount of people, because like it just the way it's shaped, it's kind of shaped like a U shape that goes farther back towards the where the stage is. It just honestly isn't It doesn't look like it was designed to hold a huge group of people all dancing along to music and whatnot like that. It
Which
was,
bar
yeah,
was it at?
a cool bar. I definitely would like to go back there as in like a general bar sense, maybe sometime. But um,
Cyber mixed with an arcade, sure.
yeah, yeah, it is.
Just a basic, kind of like one of those basic bar arcades that you would see in general, like a
it's
back room that you can go to.
it's themed more towards that than it shows. Like,
I mean, yeah, Uptown's literally like it's just brimmed to the wall everywhere
yeah,
with
it's actual
arcade games.
arcade with a bar inside of it.
Yeah. Probably about VR. Let's hear it. Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes, your server upgrade. Yes, go ahead.
I mean, sure, go
That's
ahead.
fine. Yeah.
What U case is it, Max? Oh, that's like a 4U.
He has a for you. That's what he needed specifically.
Hell
And
yeah.
I know he got certain parts to fit. He got like parts of. You had this cooler already,
Talking about
but
the radiator, yeah.
you got the equivalent of that cooler for a 4U, specifically built for a 4U, right?
Yeah, one of those big air coolers, double fan. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
By the way, I like the Mac Miller shirt you're wearing. Weird seeing you not wear black, honestly. Oh yeah, that totally is exactly a mini knock to a cooler, pretty much. Look at that guy. Sides. Yeah. Hmm. Holy shit, that's actually insane. Holy shit.
That's
With any
that.
runtime on them, or are they fresh? Are those things able to be like reset though? It's part of the firmware. Okay, yeah. You'd have to literally go into the whole thing and actually replace the whole software onto it, or the firmware itself. Kind of like a odometer. That's gonna be pretty fat, honestly. That's
Yep.
that's a 4 times increase right there.
Fun fact that the 8 terabyte hard drive is what I have in my computer currently for all my recordings and whatnot. Yeah.
It's crazy because since like hard drive technology has gotten so, I guess not obsolete, but just not nearly as useful. It
Yeah,
is
since
so
there's
cheap.
SSDs and M.2, the
So
hard
cheap.
drives are
Yeah, to consumers. Obviously, I mean, you can get pretty crazy on the industrial side, and they get pretty nuts. Like you can get some crazy drives.
problems.
You all good?
I don't think my microphone's been coming through this entire time.
Uh-oh.
It is.
You guys heard it?
I've been listening to it this entire time.
It was on TeamSpeak, but I don't think it was coming through on.
I'm pretty sure Kenzie was listening. I was gonna say it's been working
I
this whole
think
time.
Kenzie's listening through the stream, not TeamSpeak.
I have my audio turned on the stream as well. Now we can't. No.
I've been listening to TeamSpeak, but I listened to stream, but I couldn't. Uh-oh.
I could have
Well-
heard you this entire time until you just said just now. Now you can't.
Yeah, but now it should be back up.
Yes.
So you're confident that because it said that it was,
I am extremely positive that I've been hearing you this entire time.
well, we're gonna find out. If anything, I can. No, there's nothing I can really do. So all right, well,
you can't really do anything
we'll
about it.
We'll see what happens. So anyway,
We'll figure that out.
unless OBS had like a visual bug and it was coming through and it was showing that it was muted, but that sucks. Okay, anyway, so there's a thing when you set up like a RAID where when you actually have, and this is not for traditional RAID, it's for the RAID that I'm using, which is ZFS. It's a little bit different version. It allows for like expanding pool sizes and hard drives. It's basically software RAID. It requires a little bit of your usable disk space in order to do that. So I have 48 terabytes. We'll probably only see maybe 39 terabytes of usable storage after.
That much?
Yeah, it's a pretty significant amount.
Why aren't you doing a physical RAID card?
Because they're non-expandable.
In terms of how many drives you have to use, or like you can't just add on. You have to recreate the whole RAID.
So when you use a hardware RAID card, you can if a drive goes bad, obviously replace it, resilver, and get your data back and whatever. But when you're using traditional RAID, you can't expand a pool if that makes sense. So like
Yeah, I get you. You can't make the end product RAID larger,
right,
without completely reconstructing the whole RAID.
So if you have a RAID that's set up and you've got like 10 terabytes, right? You can't actually like add it. You can't set up like another 4 disks and add that to the same pool, and now you have a 20 terabyte RAID.
Yeah.
You can't do that with traditional RAID. And same thing goes with changing out disk sizes. If I wanted to, like I said earlier, I was going to replace the 4 terabytes with the 8 terabyte drives. You can do that with traditional RAID. All you have to do is literally just like pop one out, pop the new one in, wait for it to do its like rebuild data thing, then just keep going down and repeating that process until.
Are you doing any redundancy?
Well, okay. So the redundancy is technically RAID. What I have is technically RAID 5, I believe. RAID.
Where it takes 4 drives and it leaves 1 for storage.
Yes.
I think that's what 5 is.
But it's like a hybrid weird thing where it doesn't use. Yeah, it's the computer science behind this. I have to look it up because I don't remember when it comes to Z-RAID or ZFS. It's like one Z-RAID 1, 2, 3, 4. And
RAID 5 is it store layers between multiple drives that are the same across. Like there's different sections, and all of those sections are copied on all of the drives.
Yeah, it's some weird. I forget which exactly one. I'd have to go back and look at it. But regardless, speaking like just in terms of ZFS, I can expand my pool storage, and that's why I went that way.
Okay, so I actually lied. It's not that. RAID 5 is actually a lot more complex, and I'm not going to bother explaining it. But yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm doing RAID 1 in like hardware RAID terms to compare it to ZFS. I think RAID 1 is what I'm doing.
Okay, hell yeah. That's gonna be really cool. When are you like thinking about actually like getting it finished and all up and running and replaced with what you have now?
At my earliest convenience.
Probably as soon as we stop recording this.
No, unfortunately I won't be able to do it tonight. It'll probably be something I do maybe tomorrow or over the weekend. It really depends on when I just have
you
time.
finally have all the hardware, right? You're all ready to go at this point.
Yeah. It's just, I like hardware, is having it is one thing. The time to actually do it is another thing. So
that's fair.
It'll be whenever I have.
You're putting a GPU in there?
It has one in it already.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I've also been considering because it originally had the card that I bought from Mike in it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I took that card out and I gave it to my dad when I built his computer. And then I had another like just shit graphics card laying around. It's like a PNY like 650 or something, like just some like bullshit card. I just threw that in there to have something in there. But
buy my 1080 Ti from Austin, a few $100.
Yeah, right.
What he gave me for it.
But I think what I might do is buy Kenzie's 1660 Super if she's not going to do anything with it, and put the 1660 in there.
There you go. That'd definitely be a decent product for it if Kenzie would be allowing.
Yeah, if she wants to get rid of, obviously. I mean, $900.
Wow.
I think you need to go take a gander over at eBay and see what the 1660 is going for these days, because it ain't $900. At least not before. Maybe go back 2 years, maybe, but $899.
Yeah, no kidding.
If I give you,
just kiss you another like 899
I was gonna say,
times.
if I kiss you 899 more times, do I get it for free?
Hey, Max, we'll see you soon, buddy.
Yeah, dude, my lips are gonna get chapped.
Bring the chapstick.
Gross.
You're just gonna have to pay in installments, obviously.
Oh yeah.
Man, you're gonna have to start keeping tally. You're gonna have to keep like a notebook on you.
100 kisses a month sound good? And is there an APR with that?
He gets halfway through and he loses count. All right, start over.
Yeah, right. What's the APR percentage on 8 months of that?
8.2.
Can I interest you in paying with a kiss?
Funny.
So another thing that I wanted to mention, because we've talked about it a lot in the past, and because space is a fun topic to discuss.
Space. The final frontier.
Starlink.
Space, the final frontier.
Starlink, as of just, I think on Friday they announced this, but Starlink is introducing data caps of 1 terabyte per month. Now, let me explain it.
Per month?
Yep, let me explain it. So The summary is Elon Musk's Starlink has introduced a priority access cap of 1 terabyte per month on data usage on their standard packages in the US and Canada. This is usage that occurs between the peak hours of 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. Anything used outside this period will not count towards the priority access data limit. It is not a data cap as much as you will be able to continue to have access, albeit at a reduced speed, depending on the capacity of the network. Customers will be able to buy more priority access data at 25 cents per gigabyte and consume that at full speed during the same period.
All right. So what I'm hearing is that Justin needs to buy Starlink because he would be able to completely operate outside of the priority hours and not have to worry about any cap.
What was the hours again? What was the time?
The
7
hour-
a.m. to 11 p.m.
Dude, fuck it. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
just start living. I'll literally
You
turn
are
my whole
only
life
alive
around to only
outside of those
ever-
hours anyway.
Yeah, yeah, I'll do it.
I just wanted to bring it up because I thought it was really interesting that before it was pretty much unlimited, and so it works sort of like a phone data cap. So like when you pay for
Right.
like let's say we'll just use like 50 gigs of data or no, I'm sorry, like let's say you buy unlimited data, right?
Right.
Starlink basically is like unlimited data. The only difference is
But
that
there's a cap for
priority
dropping
the
off.
fast speed. So like once you reach that
Well,
1
yeah,
terabyte,
that's how
feel like
most
that's just
unlimited
how-
plans
yeah.
work because
Right.
like my unlimited plan for my phone is like once I hit I think it's like 20 or 22 gigabytes of data reach for the month, that's when I start getting slower speeds.
correct.
I've only hit that once, but
Yeah, it's
once you hit
there's an
it,
AT&T
you get hit.
plan for internet that actually does that too. I
Yep.
remember
AT&T
AT&T
is
tried
what
to
I
get me
have
to
for my
sign on,
phone.
and
I
I'm
think-
saying for like internet, like at your house.
Right.
I think DirecTV also has
DirecTV is AT&T now.
Oh, wow.
Oh no way,
They
really?
AT&T bought DirecTV I want to say 5-6 years ago.
I
Oh my God, I
actually
did not know that.
I actually did not know that. Yeah. Huh,
Yeah, if
no
you go
shit.
into an AT&T store now, instead of selling their AT&T Uverse, which they used to sell, they sell DirecTV
Huh.
because they literally tried to make Uverse, which was meant to combat DirecTV, and then they're like, "Oh, we're not winning. Let's just buy the competitor."
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
crazy,
that's-
honestly. But that's
That's one way to do it.
That's business.
I always feel like doing things like those are getting closer and closer to monopolization, and I always just
very
think
much
about
so.
how Microsoft got completely shut down from like creating products like that. Here we are with companies doing it nowadays.
I remember back in middle school. I want to say, what was that? That would have been
2009.
2009, 2008. I remember having T-Mobile, and AT&T was going to buy T-Mobile, but they got turned down due to it would have been a monopoly at that point, basically.
Yeah, it's funny how some of that stuff. It's sort of like I think Comcast and Spectrum were going through. Or who was it? It was
At the time, it would have been Time Warner.
Oh yeah. It was the Time Warner and Spectrum buying out Time Warner, and that was a big thing where like they didn't want to get that passed, and somehow they managed to make that happen.
Wasn't Spectrum just a name change from Time Warner?
No, it was a
Was it a
Spectrum was
buyout?
a very large like takeover.
I believe Justin is correct. I'm fairly certain it was a takeover.
I remember very fondly, and it's a little bit different because it was phone lines, but I remember when my parents stopped having their phone number through a company called CenturyTel,
That's so
and
funny.
they
I know,
started
yeah.
getting switched over to Verizon.
Yeah, that's how it works. It's sort of like even at work, we just bought out a company and we're like, okay, shut down the office, move it over to.
Speaking of, dude, I just drove by your work the other day. By the way, not your current work, but your old work at Inpro. I never knew where it
Oh.
was, but I was over in the area doing trick or treating, and I literally drove right past, and I was like, oh, this is where Max used to work.
Thank God I'm not there anymore.
It was funny because I remember seeing a video that you took while you were there. I saw the area that you took the video. It was
Oh,
just really weird.
I think I know what video you're talking about too. It was something I
when
think
you
it
were
was
sitting outside with your glasses on.
yeah, I think it was a weekend or whatever. I was there on a weekend and I was like, oh, I love having this Saturday off on a beautiful day. And then I turn around and I go, oh, fuck. Oh, so glad I'm not there anymore. It's such a terrible, terrible place.
Bad memories.
Okay, so that's all I got.
Mike. Yeah, no, I don't really have anything, unfortunately. But Mike, do you have our Reddit segment of the day?
I've already sent the link to Max. I'll send you the link in here so you can just load it up and read along. It's one that not only is it one that matches what I like, where it doesn't give too much away in the title, but it has been awarded. It was posted 9 days ago, and it's been awarded the fuck up of the month.
Yeah, I see that.
Today we are going into Today I Fucked Up subreddit. Beautiful subreddit where we learn about people messing up their shit. So, the title is Today I Fucked Up by Masturbating Too Long in the Shower. All those young ears to close and not listen.
God.
So, I, 19 male, live in an apartment off college campus with 3 other guys. Everyone else was at class, and I decided to pop in a microwave lunch before hopping in the shower. Now, living with 3 other guys and sharing a room with one, there's not a lot of privacy. I wasn't planning on anything, but got in the shower, morning Adderall kicked in, for my ADHD, I swear. Realized I was naked, and it had been a bit, so I went, might as well. I popped in my water-resistant earphones for more immersive experience, and in case the roomies came back unexpectedly, I may have gotten a bit too into it. It was a intense video, so what was supposed to be a quick shower turned into a 40-minute aggressive ham-fisted session of earth-shattering self-pleasuring. I walked out a bit woozy. You can imagine my surprise to get out of the shower and find it surprisingly steamy, but an awful smoky smell I hadn't noticed before. I walked out of the bathroom to the kitchen to find my kitchen literally engulfed in these giant-ass fucking flames and the smoke alarm going nuts. It turns out instead of hitting the microwave for 4 minutes, I added a 0 and set it for 40. And set my entire apartment on fire. Immediately ran out and called 911, but they had already been on their way. A neighbor had called after smelling smoke. A fireman came down. My whole apartment complex had been evacuated. Lost most of our kitchen and our living room, and everything indoors with severe smoke damage. I wound up in the hospital for a few days due to smoke. My roommates are pissed. Could have died, but not gonna lie. Now I get why people are like being oxygen deprived during sex. So yeah, there's that.
Too long, don't read. Masturbated in the shower for too long. Wound up setting my apartment on fire.
Yep.
Wow, it's
when-
funny to think that end portion there. He's pretty much stating that he had a better experience because he wasn't breathing in as much oxygen.
Yeah, he was getting a lack of oxygen because he was breathing in smoke.
Wow.
So I sent this to Kenzie before podcast and whatnot, and she brought up a good point. She's like, why would he throw in a dinner into the microwave before going in the shower? I pointed out that he said he wasn't planning on doing it, so I'm guessing he meant to have a real quick shower and then go out and eat his food.
I'm going to be real with you, dude.
I've definitely done that. Like, not in particular go into the shower and jack off for 40 minutes, but I take long showers in general. So, like, I've definitely had food ready, but just left it there expecting to probably heat it up again.
I don't think he was planning to take a 4-minute shower. I think he was popping his thing in for 4 minutes and then taking a 10-minute shower, get out, maybe reheat it a little bit, but it's basically ready to go.
I mean, he is dumb. He put it in for 40 minutes.
Well, yeah, I don't know how you managed to hit an extra 0 on there.
To be fair, though, but this was like when I was a child, I did set my oven to like 60 minutes like plus an hour because I thought it was like the minutes were on the far left, but that was actually hours. And I definitely set it to like 3 hours before my parents were like, yeah, that's not what you're supposed to be setting it to. But I was really young. But 19, I don't know.
This man lost No Nut November in the most spectacular way.
I mean,
I'm curious if
I know it was
technically-
9 days ago. I know.
Oh my
I know.
God.
Technically, it's 9 days ago, so
Guys, look at his username.
I hate microwaves. I hate microwaves. Yeah, he definitely
Wow.
made like a throwaway account for that one.
Smart man. I would
That's
say
secret.
as a person who suffers severely from ADHD, it is very easy to just do something like that and completely forget about it. The amount of times that I have put food in the microwave and I'm like an hour later, I'm like, oh, that's right. I totally forgot I made pizza rolls or like I turn on the oven and like I'll do everything, cook my food, be like, okay, I remember to turn it off and just not turn the oven off for a few hours. Like
I've done it where I have turned on the oven, let it preheat, and then I go like sit down, go watch something, do something, and then all of a sudden like an hour later I'm like, I turned on the oven, but I never even put food in. Like
The only case that I ever really had was I made like a hot pocket or something in the microwave once and I left it in there and then completely forgot about it. Went and did something, probably went to bed, woke up the next day and it was still sitting there. I was like, fuck, I completely forgot to eat that last night.
it's like that. I feel like it's a video I've seen where this guy like
Dude, the
made a hot
pockets,
pocket.
he has like fucking
then-
4 of them lined
Yeah,
his arm.
he goes to make a hot pocket, puts it in the microwave, like does something. Then he's like, "Man, I'm hungry. Let me grab a hot pocket." Grabs a new hot pocket, goes to put it in there, sees the other one, puts it in there
God.
anyway. Heats up the second one, but leaves the first one on the side. Goes and grabs another one. Like it ends up being like 4 hot pockets in the microwave.
God, I know exactly what meme you're talking about. I think it was Snapchat photos. I think he was taking Snapchats.
Oh yes, it was. You're so right. It was Snapchat thing. Is like, oh, I forgot
Yeah.
I already put one in the microwave.
He literally ended up having like 4 hot pockets. Hopefully he is hungry.
Damn,
I'm
dude.
pretty sure he was also very high at the time.
Okay, here, so hold on. Kenzie was writing, and I'm really glad I actually had the lean back open. So my sister once fed her drunk boyfriend frozen pizza because she thought the oven was on. So she put the frozen pizza in the oven for the whole time without turning the oven on, and then force fed her boyfriend. Oh my goodness!
No! So she thought like she thought she cooked it, but it never got cooked.
Oh my god, that is too funny.
Oh, she just fed him soggy pizza because it all it did was de-thaw. That's disgusting.
that is actually really fucking
How do you
gross.
look at a
Pizza
a
out of the
uncooked
fridge is
pizza
fine, but,
that's
like-
cold, that clearly doesn't have melted cheese, like nothing is like flowed. The pizza isn't flowing; it's just solid frozen.
I would just I'd be eating that like tasty like
Oh,
cardboard,
they
just
were
sad.
wasted.
It was all wasted potential right there.
She says they were wasted. They were drunk.
Oh, they were wasted.
That makes quite a bit of sense.
Both things were wasted. Okay.
Yeah, the pizza, the time and for thinking that your pizza's cooking. All
Man,
of
this
it.
was,
I've definitely done it. I don't know how I did it, but I did once before put a pizza in the oven, but somehow the oven wasn't on. Like I had preheated it. I remember turning it on, preheating it, and then I later then put the pizza in, but like somehow the oven turned itself off or something happened. And all of a sudden I come back like after, because I always set my timers on my phone, not on the oven. So my phone goes off. I go over and I look at the fucking oven and it's just cold.
Just sitting there cold
just
off.
cold, totally off.
That's
I'm like, okay,
that's the most
I've been having
disappointing
like,
thing in the world.
yeah.
I've been having like a Twilight Zone feeling with my dryer lately because we got a new dryer and
dryer,
washer. Yeah. And like don't get me wrong, it's been great. Like our clothes are feeling way cleaner and stuff like that. But with the dryer in particular, for some reason, and I haven't had this issue with clothes or like cotton, stuff that are like holding water a lot, but things that are like blankets and like more puffy, for some reason, the dryer's sensor doesn't realize it's dry. So I'll go down there and I'll set it for like an hour, hour and a half, or whatever, depending on what it is.
Yep.
And I'll walk back upstairs, whatever, and I get notifications whenever like a load's done. And
Oh, that's right, because you have smart ones.
yeah, they're Samsung washer and dryers. And I'll walk up and it'll be like 10, 20 minutes. I'll play a match of something or whatever, just like do something, and it'll say like, "Oh, dryer is done." And I'm like,
There's
Wait.
no way it's done.
there's no way in hell it's done. Like, there's no way that's finished. And I'll go down there, not dry. The washer or the dryer just like turns itself off because it thinks it's done. And it's just been like a mind-numbing experience because it fucks with me. It totally makes me think that it literally was like an hour.
It's been that
when
long.
It totally wasn't at all.
Is there a way that you can do like a manual time mode on it?
There is a time dry, and that's what I've been having to do
So-
because for some reason it just doesn't. I think it's a sensor. Maybe it has something to
Yeah,
do with
no,
the
it's
fact
a
that the sensor
sensor.
just isn't really sensing that it's wet anymore.
Me and my dad have two different dryers here. He has a sensor one. I have a timed one.
Mhm.
Now, the sensor one, as long as the sensor works, is great because I've had very many instances where the timer one, that like it just doesn't get fully dry. Like if you have an excessively bigger like laundry load, it just doesn't get all dry, and it's been quite of a hassle sometimes. So I have to like really like
The wet
watch.
pants, man.
I have to watch like how big the laundry loads I make, because if I make too big of one, then all of a sudden I get down there after it's been drying for an hour and I go feel it and I'm like, all right, start it again. Like it's not dry. Or there's been times where like I forget it's in the dryer and then I'll go down like the next day and it's all musty and I gotta rewash it and shit.
I literally have definitely felt that feeling of having to put your jeans on wet and going to work. I absolutely have done that.
I don't think I've done like wet, but I've done it to
Not,
where
not like soaking wet, but damp.
oh, okay,
I have done
like
that
pockets.
with my I've done that with
Everything,
my
like the whole thing, damp.
my khakis I used to have to wear for ghillies. I used to have to wear khakis to work because that was part of the uniform, and I definitely did that where like I didn't dry them in time, so like they were in the washer. I took just that out of the washer, put it in the dryer, and like put it in the dryer for I don't know. It was maybe a half an hour. It got
Oh,
like
man.
mostly dry, not really dry though. It was kind of damp. I had to just put them on and get
Dude,
to deal with it and go to work.
It's a not good feeling
It's
when you're
not
wearing
fun.
damp clothes.
No,
Not at
it-
all.
Not fun at all.
It's like okay for like the first hour, and then after that you're like, dude, this kind of fucking sucks, bro. Like,
Well, the thing is it does eventually dry, but it never really truly feels dry. Like you'll
No.
probably end up getting home and still feeling that feeling. You'll take them
because
off.
the thing is like the dampness comes
It gets
out
into your
and like
skin.
well it gets into your skin, it gets into your like underwear, you can feel it
Yeah.
in there then too, and
Yeah, maybe
then-
even on the socks if you're wearing jeans and it's like damp around there. You know.
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
you're just a giant fucking walking damp boy.
You're a human humidifier, dude.
There is a time where when we first moved in here, we had a dryer that was not working right, and there were times where you could dry clothes and walk down there and it did nothing but just spin your wet clothes for an hour. like the heating element wouldn't turn on or whatever. And
Yeah,
it
we're
would-
going for a real tumble dry.
yeah, and it would
I mean,
literally
that is a setting. You could really go for a little tumble. You know.
yeah, but it would literally not turn the heater on, like the heating element on, and it would just tumble your fucking sopping wet fucking clothes for an hour.
We had my dad's dryer, which actually is still the dryer we use, actually had an incident where it did that. Like I threw the wash in the dryer, went back upstairs, set a timer for like an hour. Timer went off, I went down, I'm like, all right, it's not done yet. It's a sensor one, so obviously it's just not dry yet. Fine, whatever, leave it. I went back down, and another hour later, it's still going, and I'm like, that can't be possible. So I opened it
2
up.
hours?
I opened it up, and like, sure as shit, it like never heated up. Like I felt the clothes, and they're just like they're
Just
damp.
literally,
Cold
like,
and wet.
They're-
yeah,
they're
literally
cold, they're
from the
cold
air
and
that was
damp.
coming in from the vent.
Right. And I'm like, what the fuck is like? It's been 2 hours. There's no way it's not done yet. What is this? Yeah, we just had to get it like fixed or whatever.
Yeah, that was
If this isn't an adult conversation, I don't know what
Yeah,
is.
no
because
kidding.
Yeah,
we're
right.
literally we're having a full-on humorous conversation about fucking laundry.
well, I mean, but like
Meanwhile, a man masturbated in the shower and set his house on fire.
we're like, damn man, that's
That's
crazy.
how
Now
this
let me
started.
talk to you about my dryer problems.
Oh man,
Dude,
it's too
but
funny.
it's like no joke though. Like it sucks. The worst thing ever is like when you pull a load out and like like there's that distinct smell when you don't dry your clothes.
If you leave it overnight,
Yeah.
there is a very distinct smell.
It's musty.
yeah, and now you're now like oh fuck. I guess now I gotta rewash all this.
It's unfortunate. Like I've had to do it, where I've had to like wear that clothes because that was the only clothes I
Yeah.
had, and it's what I hate about it most is it's one of those kinds of like musty smells that like sits in there and will only get activated when you kind of like move or whatnot. It's almost like a fucking scratch and sniff, but
Yeah.
it's just gross smell.
Yeah, like if you ever get like a draft of air that like goes up your shirt or something and like it moves or something, you're like, what the fuck?
Like you don't smell it if you're just sitting there doing nothing, but like the second
as
you
soon
like
as you start heating up and
the-
like
well,
rubbing the fabric
yeah,
together.
or like the second like you start like you just kind of readjust yourself in your seat and all of a sudden you're like, oh god,
air like puffs
and
through the
it's
clothes.
not like a pungent smell. It's just kind of a gross smell.
It just
Like an annoying
it smells
smell
like
almost.
damp, like fucking like just clothes that didn't dry right. It's like its own smell. Like you know
I
what I
have
mean?
a very distinct like memories of going over to a friend's house and his dad, being who his dad is, he would never wash the clothes and dry them immediately and take them out of the dryer. It was always like there was a time in between. Every single towel in their house smelled musty. Didn't
Yeah.
matter how clean they were, it was always musty. And I will never forget the moments of taking showers at his house and using his towels and like rubbing that all over my face.
Yeah.
It was you become that smell. You start smelling like
yeah,
that.
that's the problem with towels. Is if you do it with towels and you rub it all over you, you smell like the fucking musty.
If you get
Yeah.
that stuck in your towels, you are better off throwing those away, buying new towels. I like that's all you can do. You could wash it 20 times over. It's most likely not getting that smell out.
Yeah, it's
That shit
it's
gets
a bad
embedded.
smell.
we've been playing a lot of Reddit Overwatch 2 recently.
Yes, we have.
What do you guys think after a couple? Last time we had a podcast, I think it just released and we were just playing it. So
Yeah, it just released and we barely could play it because of the queue times.
So now that we've had some time to play it, what do you guys think?
I am enjoying getting back into it because I played Overwatch back when it came out originally. And I'm enjoying getting back into it, especially because back then I was much more of a like Call of Duty shooter person who just like, all right, yeah, I got to figure out which one I work best as and just go in and run and gun. And now that I'm more of a competent adult, I know how to like teamwork and combine things together with everything and actually work as a team as opposed to just being like the go in there and shoot 'em up kind of guy.
That's the thing too. Is like Overwatch always has been a very like team driven game. You can't just do that. Like you won't get anywhere.
You can try and carry your team as much as you want. If your team is not good, you cannot do anything.
Yeah, you're not 1v. Well, back then you're not 1v6ing everyone. There's no way in hell.
Right.
Not
and
happening.
even now, you're still not 1v5.
Tanks alone, one tank is literally enough to shut down any character.
What's your guys' favorite character so far?
I mean, personally, my favorite character, even though I'm not very good with him, is Reaper, because I like the edgy characters. I've always have.
What character
Jordan is absolutely my favorite.
You've been fucking popping off as Diva recently. You've been fucking going ham every time I see you play
I
Diva.
have. And the thing is too is I haven't played Diva since back when I used to play the game. And because I didn't obviously know how to like properly use her at the time, I never really cared for Diva. But now that I've learned how to like use her mechanics, use her defense matrix, all that, whatnot, it's been a lot of fun to use her because she's definitely one that can kind of like go in and disrupt things and get your team to push while also getting yourself back to heal if you need to.
Yeah, and it's been very apparent that you've been picking up on that since the last couple of games that we played together. And Justin, you said Soldron's been your favorite?
Yeah, Sojourn. She's definitely my absolute new favorite DPS.
Sojourn is the one that is very broke, the most broken DPS currently, and will most likely be nerfed in the next
she's getting
update.
nerfed. Oh yeah, there's gonna be. I have a feeling there's gonna be a lot of really interesting nerfs that are coming out because It's crazy to think that 3 characters have been removed from the roster already just because of how broken their mechanics are.
I was gonna
Well-
say I heard Justin recently. You got yourself in a little bit of trouble. Over the
Yeah,
last...
it's kind of funny that you bring that up because I got a response on my appeal back. Because I
Well, do you want to
did.
explain what happened? Yeah.
Yeah. So, long story short,
Click back in your
there's
browser.
a character named May. Yeah, there's a character named May that has a wall that she can place that also lifts up characters. And if you are able to place a May wall in a corner and you put yourself up into it, Kiriko can teleport, and you are able to get outside of the map by teleporting to a May who is crunched up in a corner, and it would get you out of the map. And long story short, I did that, and I got I'm assuming at this point, a permanent communication ban on my main account because of the one time that I went outside of the map in a quick play match.
And I would assume it would have to be with people reporting you.
Oh, yeah,
you
someone
did
reported me.
you did say that at like as the Kiriko, you're underneath the map, and at one point you killed somebody.
Yeah,
Obviously,
I killed
they
one
can
person.
they
I
can
didn't
see
mean
that
to
in the
kill
kill
them.
cam.
I was intentionally trying not to, but they did it, and as soon as I did it, I felt bad.
Right. So they can see that in the kill cam, and obviously, if they're all partied up or just a couple of them party up, they can just all report you.
Oh, it was
immediately.
very noticeable because I kept on hitting a roadhog that was sitting on point, or maybe it was a Ryan. I think it was a roadhog though. But obviously, they're just getting hit from nothing, and if I miss, they would see a Kiriko like kunai come
The
out
kunai
from the
just
ground.
come out of the
So,
ground. Yeah.
All right, Justin.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read off your little.
Sure. So I sent a appeal to Blizzard because personally, I think a communication ban on something like that is probably a little less warranted. I asked, I believe that I have been voice banned in Overwatch 2 without any warning. I don't understand why this voice ban was given, as I have been, in my eyes, a great player for the community for the past 6 or 7 years. I would hope that this voice ban would be potentially revisited because I can't even try to be a good teammate and help communicate with my team. Thank you. And I just kind of left it at that. And I just got a response earlier today saying, greetings, thank you for contacting us regarding a penalty applied to your Overwatch 2 account. This action has been given in accordance with our code of conduct, which all players acknowledge and agree to prior to playing Overwatch 2. These policies and conditions allow us to maintain a fun and safe game environment for all our players. Sent link to terms of use and code of conduct. Please note that levers, penalty, or competitive bans cannot be lifted by customer support, regardless of their reasons. Thank you for your understanding. Regards, customer service. But that was a pretty cookie cutter. Yeah, we're not doing that. Pretty much because
Right.
they didn't even really answer it. They kind of just said, you adhered to the code of conduct when you played. So we're kind of just now stuck with our 6 to 7 year old Overwatch account with no communication. I can't talk to anyone anymore.
But it did say that levers penalties or competitive bans can't be listed by customer support. But from what I understand, you don't have a levers penalty.
I don't have a levers penalty
it's
or a
'cause
competitive ban.
That's just put in there to have people, because people are gonna complain about their levers penalty or their competitive ban, and they'll send a ticket to customer support, and they're just saying that they can't take care of that. They won't take care of that.
So
They won't fix any of that themselves. But this isn't a competitive or a lever penalty. This is because he used an exploit that was in the game.
So in that case, I feel like you can still mark this as I still have a problem, and they might be able to look into it further.
I definitely am probably going to look into it a little bit more because you're not wrong. It does just imply that levers and competitive bans, which are not either of the two bans that I have. And the thing is I didn't get told I got this at all. It just happened. Like I tried talking in a competitive game. My team yelled at me for not being in voice chat, and now here we are.
Well, so from what I read on that, it almost seems like they didn't even look into why you have it. They just kind of gave you the default response.
That could be possible.
If you can actually get like a customer support rep to like talk to you about it, you could probably actually have something done about it or get a more definite answer on the like what it is.
looking at this, it does specifically say here, please note that leavers, penalty, or competitive bans. I think because they put that in there, this is definitely something very, very worthwhile looking into, because like that's clearly stating that there's not, that there's something that could be done if otherwise.
It's really unfortunate to like kind of, and this isn't making an excuse for them at all. It's just the unfortunate understanding of who they are. These are the kind of people that also they disqualified a competitive team of while they were doing like a preliminary Overwatch 2 like competitive game. They penalized and disqualified a team for finding an exploit where they could place a May wall on top of a building and use a sim teleport to get over a choke point. They disqualified a pro team for it.
That's bullshit.
Right? But that's the kind of company that they are.
That's part of the game, dude.
That's the thing is why they're punishing the players for something that is their own fault for not seeing oversights.
Right.
Yeah, that's a big issue, because like if it's one of the YouTubers I watch or two of them focus heavily on just like finding exploits in games and using that to their advantage. I'm sure you guys are familiar with, but there's this Spliffing Brit and Let's Game It Out with Josh. And these two people find that their whole thing is the fact that like they use cheats, they don't use like weird clients, they just find exploits in the game and then play the game with those exploits and use them to their advantage. And quite frankly, if it's part of the game and you're not doing anything you shouldn't be doing, it's part of the game then. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think
right. That one honestly is a bit too much to especially disqualify a competitive team for.
Yeah.
I understand why they would take action against somebody using this exploit, but
personally, I feel like it would be something that it would be like if I was doing it the whole match,
right,
but I wasn't.
That's what I mean. That's
like
what I was getting to.
45
like if
seconds.
you continuously did it, it would draw up more of a reason to actually get punished for it. Whereas you did it once, and then once you got out of it, you didn't do it again, and that was it.
All I know from now is I still don't have the ability to join voice chat.
That's fucking dumb. That's fucking stupid. But yeah, you're right, Joey. Joey made a comment in chat here that says that's a problem. If it's a glitch, fix it and move forward. If you're hacking, that's the real problem. And that's the thing is like Justin was not hacking. He found a glitch in the game, used it to his advantage, and that should be counted as pretty much fair game in my opinion.
Right. Or like Kenzie said, do like a temporary ban, like a 48-hour ban.
I don't know if I brought it up in podcast before, but did I ever tell you about the ban I got back in the big days of what game?
Go on.
Warframe?
Warframe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever brought it up here in podcast, but there was a time where I was playing a match and like, okay, I was fucking around. I was doing something I wasn't supposed to do. I opened up fucking cheat engine while Warframe was running and I was logged in.
Oh. And what exactly were your intentions with this?
To be fair, my intentions were not to fuck with Warframe, but I don't know if you guys ever like play one of those games where like, you've got a lot of stuff going on, so you're just always in the game doing stuff with like
absolutely
massively. So I had to just
Roblox is a big one.
I had it just minimized, and I was fucking like I wasn't even doing anything with Warframe. I just had it running, and I was fucking around with a friend over. We were talking on fucking like Skype or something. And yep. I went and was trying to fuck with a Minecraft client or something like that. And I opened it up and I saw that my Warframe game like fucking did something weird. And I'm like, no, dude. And I got back in it. It logged me out of my account. I tried logging back in and I had a message pop up on the screen that said that I have been banned for 25 years.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
So I wrote an apology letter to Warframe support saying, like, I apologize. This won't ever happen again. I was doing something else. I had the game running in the background, blah, 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 blah. I really apologize, whatever. And they were nice and gave me a second chance, and they unbanned my account. Thank
wow, they
God.
gave you a second chance?
Yeah.
That makes them ultimately better than Activision, who literally banned Josh for updating to Windows 11, banned him off of Black Ops Cold War, and then wouldn't appeal it.
Is he still banned?
Yes.
Yeah, he still can't play the game, which doesn't matter because it's trash anyways. But
Damn, dude.
Yeah, but you still want to play the zombies, man.
no, yeah, I mean it sucked at the time, but I feel like it's gone and past now. It doesn't really matter.
I mean, yeah, it is. It is like gone and past at this point. Obviously,
I can't
I was very
believe
surprised I didn't get banned because I did a very similar thing that Max did, where I opened up WeMod while I had Cold War open, and it immediately, the second the program opened, the game shut down, and I was like, "Fuck!" But it was okay. Nothing happened.
fuck.
all right then.
Yeah.
Um,
So
did nothing came of it? You were all good though.
not that I know of.
I can't believe that. Imagine really like banning people for
If
not
only, Joey.
having your game updated to the latest version of the most common operating system in the world.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing is that just goes to show the style company and the care that they have for their community, because clearly they didn't care to appeal it for one person. Then that is now one person who will probably still buy all of the next Call of Duties because they feel like they have to, but they get betrayed by the company that they buy the game for.
I'm surprised that Call of Duty is still as profitable as enough to be able to make it worth them cranking out a game a year.
Well, they won't be anymore. This is the last game that comes out annually.
Good. Good.
Modern Warfare
every 2 years
2
now, so we're not seeing another Call of Duty until 2024 or 2025.
Really? They're
2024.
taking that long of a break? Holy
Every 2 years now.
Every 2 years is when the new Call of Duty will come out, which gives them their teams a lot more time to make the games. That way they're not as broken as they are when they come out, and they're not as rushed as
and time
Vanguard Zombies was.
and time to add content, dude. Just content
Right, exactly.
alone. Well, I think that's a good place to leave it off. You know, game devs, keep doing what you do. Overwatch, you're in a weird spot in everyone's heart, and I think that's
Hope you get better, but I still play you. I hate your players. Teach your players how to play the game, please. Thank you.
Also, don't charge $20 for a skin I could have unlocked for free by playing it previously. Thank you.
Yeah, that's going to change soon. That's not staying. There's no way in hell.
Yeah, because I heard the community was freaking the fuck
There's
out
a
over
big
that.
uproar that's happening with them.
Yeah. Previously, a skin you could have unlocked randomly through loot boxes just by playing the game now costs you $20 to buy.
That's fucked up, dude.
It's pretty stupid.
But like,
that's
and the thing is like all the new players that this whole update's bringing to the game and everything. None
The
of
new
them
players, yeah. The
none
new
of
it's
them
players
free
know
to
probably
play
that.
now. That's the issue. The
Yeah.
game's free. They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have made the game fucking free. But it was also huge because there's a lot of people who have never would have played it if it was a $60 game.
That's like a lot of these fucking games though. You know, they started off at like, like 10, 15, 20 bucks and then they're like, "Oh, we'll just go free and monetize everything in the game instead because apparently that's a better way to make money."
Dude, Alex, same. Let's fucking go. I'll be there. Midnight release. I'll be at fucking GameStop.
Alex said, for audio listeners, Alex said, "I'm waiting on Dirty Bomb 2."
That game was so fun, honestly.
It's a pretty decent game, but I don't
It's
think,
just it's a high mechanic game and it's fun to play.
but all right, well, with that, guys, I think we've reached our time. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Those of you that are in chat, audio listeners out there on Spotify. Actually, well, here, well, instead of listing that off, I'll say if you can't catch us live, feel free to check us out on the VODs on our Caffeinated Creators channel on Caffeine. You can watch us live on the same platform. You can catch out the video after the show over on YouTube, Caffeinated Creators. You can also listen to the podcast on every podcast player that there is. Everything from Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Google Podcasts, all your favorite places for podcasts. We're there. So make sure to check us out on every on whatever platform you listen the most to. And I'm Glitch Penguin.
I'm Fallen Wolf. Sorry, it's so awkward. I'm way over here.
I know. And I'm Silver Zambi.
And guys, thank you so much for listening. We will catch you on episode 25 next week, Monday.
You guys
goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.